This is not for anyone in particular, and it's kind of old news, but in the Prime Minister's Life Choices comments, Mr Abbott said that people living in remote places that are not self-sufficient or self-sustaining need to consider that they are not contributing to our nation. I believe Centrelink can stop benefits for people choosing to move to areas with high unemployment. And we've been told time and time again, taxpayers already burdened by supporting an aging population cannot afford to support anyone who chooses to live in places where there is not a sustainable, self-sufficient community. So don't you think perhaps lifestyle choices should be seen in a broader sense?
All right, let's start with Troy.
Yeah. Lifestyle choices. Wow, what a comment. It took race relations back 100 years to me. It really did. Spiritually connected to land that you want to live on is not a lifestyle choice. You are part of that country and you want to live your life the way your ancestors did. You want to maybe take your kids bush and show them how to hunt, show them some really interesting things. But if you're in a welfare cycle, it's very hard to break it as well. And that welfare cycle has been set up for a long time. My grandfather managed to break it with us. They paid off their own little commission house in Grafton, and we all saw that as being, if Pop can do it, we can do it. And I look at that whole thing as just being, if those people are being displaced again from land, I think it would just be destroying it. It destroys culture. They're supposed to be closing the gap and not the communities. That's what I've seen people say. But then where do they have an option to go to, Tony? Do they go to town and get into trouble and become a burden there to the police force and everyone else? Or are they allowed to stay on country where their spirit is happiest? And even though it looks like, Western Australia is such a mineral-rich place, wouldn't you think that, like you say, the mining companies could just help run these places and give them some sort of purpose as well to stay on land? That should be the optimum goal, is to keep people on these communities.
Troy, I think you can see from the question that we just got that the lifestyle choice phrase is resonating out there with some sections of the communities. I'm wondering, would you be worried if this was something the Prime Minister picked up from a focus group and put out there?
I would be worried if it was from a focus group, because these people haven't been out into the regions to see how these people live. They haven't seen how happy the kids are. They haven't seen the power of the elders being able to sit down and talk in their own environment to impart stuff to these kids. That can't happen on city streets, Tony. It just can't. It's got to be really looked at, and I think it's really, to me, it's a criminal act to be able to take people off land again and push them aside like they're not even wanted. I would actually like to know what the government in Western Australia also wants to do with that land.
Fiona Nash.